Good morning to everybody. Welcome to another episode with Island Tea. I am your host, Azard Gumbs, and with me is
Kortensia. Good morning to one and all the diaspora. For those of you listening in St. Kitts and Nevis, thank you for joining us this morning. It is indeed a pleasure to come to you today. I hope everyone woke up in great spirits and are looking forward to facing this day today.
Yes, wonderful. And so we have in studio with us at 8:30, we're going to have representative from the St. Kitts Nevis Athletic Association. They're going to be here at 8:30. They're going to be speaking about the interschool championships, the TVC interschool championships. We're going to have about 3 persons. We're going to have the PRO, Patrice Harris, the president, Delwayne Delaney, and a representative from TDC, Dominic Matthew. Those 3 would be in studio at 8:30 with us. And at 9 o'clock, we have our regular weekly dose with Dr. Natalie Osborne. And so we welcome persons to stick and stay and listen to the medical talk that is to happen. Also, there has been a number of stories in the news, one of which has touched Haiti. So one story is about Haiti and their Prime Minister, Henry, and as the French would say, Henri. So there have been talks, and so there were talks in Jamaica, there were talks in CARICOM. Leaders went to Jamaica, also present in the Jamaica meeting. Was at the meeting in Jamaica was the UN official and Prime Minister Henry of Haiti. You know, he went to Kenya to secure Kenyan forces to assist in the uprising, because, you know, it's a lot of gang violence happening in Haiti at this point in time. You know, inmates were released. We know there have been a number of issues in terms of displacement of individual, shortage of resources to persons, and so a number of things have been happening. And you know, Prime Minister Henry, he attempted to land in Dominican Republic and he could not. He was not allowed to land there, so he had to go to Puerto Rico. And persons and the gang leaders are saying in Haiti that if he comes back, they're going to stir up more. They're going to enhance what has been happening, and they have threatened hoteliers not to host politicians, you know. So a lot is happening in Haiti in terms of the delay of the elections. That is what persons are saying. A lot of the persons who are behind the gangs, they are saying that they need elections. Henry was saying we can have elections, but let's wait on solving the security issue in Haiti and then have the elections. But they said, no, we want the elections, and that is what the gang leaders are saying. And so there is now, a decision made by Prime Minister Henry. And we have a little clip, and we're going to play that, and you can hear what is going on in Haiti in relation to that.
Haiti's Prime Minister Ariel Henry announcing that he will resign, and the crisis in the country, well, will that make it any different? We'll find out, because there's one condition to his resignation.
Right. So what does this mean? What does it needs to happen here, I guess, is what Austin's following right now.
Yeah, that's right, guys. And what the president or Prime Minister is calling for once he resigns is a transitional presidential council, and that needs to be formed, and then he will officially resign. He made this announcement in the overnight hours through this video message. There it is in Creole. We've translated some of it. In the end, he says there is no sacrifice too big for the sake of the country. Now, this after some very intense international pressure, including pressure from the United States. In fact, the Secretary of State was in Jamaica for a high-stakes meeting trying to figure out exactly how this transition would go down. Take a listen.
We can help restore a foundation of security that can address the tremendous suffering that innocent Haitians are experiencing and help create the conditions that will enable them to have that opportunity.
Now, that urgent meeting happening in Jamaica was organized by CARICOM. That's a regional trade bloc that has been pressing for months for that transitional government to happen in Haiti. It's not clear at this point exactly who would be chosen to lead Haiti out of this crisis, as gangs have really taken over the entire capital there, Port-au-Prince. You've been seeing videos and pictures of fires and gangs that have been burning police stations, attacking the main airport there, and even raiding some of the prisons there. We know that about 4,000 inmates have been released. Many people have been killed, and now more than 15,000 people are living on the streets in nearby neighborhoods as the entire area has been taken over by gangs. Now, important to note here about Prime Minister Henry. He was sworn in as Prime Minister nearly 2 weeks after that July 2021 assassination of President Jovenel Moise.
Yes, and so a lot is happening in Haiti. A lot is happening in Haiti, and we are, we are watching, and as we see the CARICOM leaders have been involved, we see that the U.S. have been involved, and persons are watching. In fact, there are some news agencies, because I was trying to get a number of sources on this and as what is happening in terms of the resignation. There are some news sources that have said and stated that he has resigned, but based on other news sources, they have said that he will resign given certain conditions. In fact, just about 30 minutes ago, Loop Caribbean News indicate that Haitian PM says he'll resign once a new government council is formed. And so there are differing messages to his resignation, whether he has resigned and whether he is to resign once new government council is formed. So what we played was one that really said that he is going to resign once these things are in place. And I've seen other news places that say that agencies that say and broadcasts that say that he has resigned. So we're still looking and seeing the situation, but resignation is among what is going to be happening, it seems.
Well, if his resignation is going to stop the people from committing the acts and the violence that's happening now in Haiti, then he should just resign. As the news article said, he's getting pressure from the U.S. and varying other governments. I just think he should just resign so they can stop. He doesn't have to go back there. He can seek asylum somewhere else so they can stop, and then the country can have elections, and then all will go well. But I can only hope, because I don't know. I have to empathize with the innocent Haitians, but I can only hope that they can finally behave and do what's best for themselves.
Because he's saying that, President Henry announced early Tuesday that he would resign once a transitional presidential council is created, bowing to international pressure to save the country overwhelmed by violent gangs that some experts have unleashed a low-scale civil war.
But I'm even looking at the fact that with the same Loop article, it says those with vote include the Petit Dessalines party run by former Senator and presidential candidate Moise Jean-Charles, who is now an ally of Guy Philippe, a former rebel leader who led a successful 2004 coup and was recently released from a United States prison after pleading guilty to money laundering. Some wondering, boy, what kind of leaders will they have there?
Emerge.
I just empathize. I feel sorry for Haiti. I'll continue to pray for them, but I don't see an honorable man that is, I don't know. That's all I'll say.
Yes, so many things happening in the Caribbean island of Haiti. And, just when we had Island Tea last year and during a lot of the editions of Island Tea, we spoke about what is happening in Venezuela and Guyana with the Essequibo boundary, the dispute matter. And, this year it seems like Haiti is on the list of highly discussed topics. Last year was Venezuela and Guyana. No, it's...
But Haiti has always been on the list. Funny you would mention that. I don't think it ever goes away. Haiti is always in some kind of drama. That's the quickest word I can find. It's always under some kind of pressure. Look, the last time it was in the news for how long? It was the earthquakes, then it was the prime minister's assassination, and then it was dealing with his the persons that did it, the perpetrators, and then all of a sudden his wife, and then now this, and Haiti's just I just feel so sorry for that country. It's just always in the news, and it's never in a good light.
Yeah.
It's never in a good light. I pray that going forward, that it can be in a good light.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, and Haiti has been really under a microscope and really has been hit with a lot of since their fight for independence. They were the first Caribbean nation to overthrow the French, and really got their independence, and you could say whether or not. And since then, they have really been in a position where they have had to fight,
The fighting in Haiti is continuous.
Yeah, so much.
I wonder when they're going to get a break.
Yeah.
I wonder when they're going to get a break.
It reminds me of this song, popular Calypsonian here in St. Kitts, song about, Haiti. Socrates has a song about Haiti, praying for Haiti or something to that extent. I can't remember the name of the calypso, but I know he has a calypso where he sang about the issues that Haiti have been facing during that time, because the calypso was written some years ago, so it would have touched until then. But now other things have been happening.
There is a question in this article. It says, as Haiti prepares for new leadership, some experts question the role that heavily armed gangs who control 80% of Port-au-Prince will play. And I'm wondering what role they will play too. Will the new government ally with them to get them to behave and to help to control crime? What role will they play? Will they ask them to stop the violence? Would they lock them up? What is going to happen? Because, yes, you want a new government, but when this new government comes, what will you do?
Mm-hmm. And the thing about it, you look at the options and how many persons are willing to lead at this point in time. Persons of stature, persons of credibility. How many persons are going to take the stance to say that I am coming forward to lead in a time like this, especially understanding that, just recently they had the assassination of President Moïse in 2021. Since then, there was attempted assassination of the Prime Minister, Henry. So you have so many things happening, and assassinations, attempted assassinations. So persons coming forward, especially, unless you have the security, the support behind you, you're really not going to be a player in the game. Or if you are, you come forward, then you're really going to have some challenges.
Yeah, and I asked the question, but the question is also here. He says officials will still have to deal with them and try to convince them to give up their weapons, but what would be their concessions?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a continuous fight. I don't know.
Yeah. And then you see the former police, who's now a gang leader and is leading a gang. I would not be surprised if he contests an election, if an election is to take place. I would not be surprised. Or maybe be a major player behind the scenes.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Something is not going to work because these people can demand what they want in order to stop the violence. And then when they don't get what they want, they're going to take out who they need to take out. And some form or kind of order is needed in Haiti. I don't know how they're going to do it without the continued loss of life. And I really don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah, it's really a very sad situation. And we invite callers to call in if you have your opinions on the matter. If you've heard anything as it relates to what is happening, you can weigh in on that and shed some light, share some information, share your opinion. So many things happening in our Caribbean region, and we look today at some of the issue that Haiti is facing, in terms of the gang violence, in terms of what has been described by some experts as a low-scale civil arrest, a civil war, sorry.
A local civil war, yeah.
So we have to, I mean, we sit here and we discuss the matters, and you see that so many things are happening, you know.
And the powerful gang leader, Jimmy, I think is, let me not spoil his last name, considers Haiti's most powerful gang leader, told reporters that if international communities continues down the current road, it will plunge Haiti into further chaos. He said, unquote, we Haitians have decided who is going to be the head of the country and what model of government we want. We are also going to figure out how to get Haiti out of the misery it is in now. So you are correct. He just might run. I don't know. Can we say Haiti will be in a better position if he wins and pull it out of chaos? Would governments of other countries want to work with him? I doubt that.
I remember there was a caller last week that discussed the gang leader.
Well, they said he's a revolutionist.
Yes.
So basically,
yes.
He's not a gang leader in that particular
That is what I was
eyes.
going to say.
Yeah.
And so if we look through his eyes and through his lens, then what is happening now is a fight against what would be termed the establishment and foreign forces to establish something that the people of Haiti would want to see. In fact, the gang leader, former police officer, he has been leading much of the activity. And we see where the United States was in support of, Henry. And since then, since so much has happened, they have now been saying, and there are pressures by other Caribbean leaders and the United States saying, no, this has gotten out of hand. We suggest that you demit office. That a lot of pressure is now on the Prime Minister. In fact, he was not even allowed to land in Dominican Republic. We have a call. And Dominican Republic is just next to Haiti.
That's the neighbors. I do not understand why they treat each other like that. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning, Kortensia. Good morning, Azard.
Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning. How are you?
Behind the console.
Yes.
Kortensia, you was absent yesterday when I made a comment. And my comment proved to be true. Azard, I said to you yesterday, the United States is not to be trusted. According to the article you read, I think CARICOM held an emergency meeting over Haiti.
I think there was a meeting by leaders in Jamaica just recently.
Yes.
With the United States, yesterday, with the United States representative being there, UN representative.
Yes, but I am not hearing a definite statement from the president of Guyana, who is the leader of CARICOM, who chairs CARICOM at this moment. I'm hearing the United States is probably forcing the gentleman to resign. That should have been coming from CARICOM. Whether they see it fit for him to resign or not, that statement should have been coming from CARICOM and not the United States. As I said to you yesterday, the United States is one of the nations, along with France and the UK, which is responsible for the morass that Haiti finds itself in today. So how come the United States is the sole one that's making a decision for the gentleman to resign?
Let me say this too.
Whether he needs to be resigned, yes or not, that statement should not be coming from the United States. They cannot be the one that create the confusion and to be the one to fix it without an apology why they have created the confusion in the first place, in the initial stage. To say, well, we were wrong then, we miscalculated the whole situation, we're sorry, we apologize, and we want to help to resolve the situation now.
So, based on the article, it says...
It's going to seem like the United States is making this decision who should be the president, the prime minister of that country, or not.
Okay,
But
so
I don't think they can do that, because you already see Mr. Barbecue is like, no, he's not gonna. If he doesn't want them there, he's gonna continue his his tirade of violence in Haiti.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Exactly. So
I don't think
it will continue to perpetuate as what is now, as opposed to we stop solving the problem once and for all.
so. How do we solve this problem?
CARICOM has to play a more leading role. It's a part of the regions they are.
So you think?
I love.
So you think if
Mind you,
CARICOM?
Kortensia, Azard, mind you, the pretense from the leaders, the so-called quote-unquote grand leaders, is that elections should be called.
Yes.
And maybe the delay of the prime minister is that the security situation is not, it's not a conducive situation to call an election.
Yeah, that was his
Let's stabilize
position.
it. But at the meantime, the time is clocked. The clock is ticking.
Yeah. So he's in a very he has been in a very ticklish position because on one hand he's saying, yeah, we could have the election, but let's have a secure environment first. But the secure environment is not coming.
But is he gonna run
Right,
again?
but then now the United States is telling him to resign.
Well-
But he is pushing back and telling you, well, in order for me to resign, some provisions has to be made in place for a smooth transition.
Okay, so we have another caller on the line. Just
Be made in place.
we have another caller on the line. Okay, so
Caller, go ahead. You're
Caller,
live
go
on
ahead.
Island Tea. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
hey, good morning.
You know, America needs to just leave other people country of fear alone. They need to learn by now. Mind their business. That's what we over here need to do. Mind we business. Because look at it, right? The caller say America this, America that. The man need to resign, but yet no, because when they say America said the man need to resign, that's not good anymore. No, because America, the hatred that some people have for America, right? But when things good, but as crap hit the fan in their country, they're still looking to the same America for aid. They hate America. But when crap hit the fan in their country, when disaster hits, everybody looking to the same America for aid.
But caller,
That piss me off.
caller, you made that point, right?
When they take we taxpayers money sent all over the world.
Caller, you made that point, and an article just came in, and I was about to read it because U.S. pledges additional $100 million in funding for multinational force in Haiti. We have another caller.
Hello?
Hey,
Hi,
good
good day.
morning.
Good morning. Peace to you. What I would say is that I think individual countries as well can play an important part in this thing. Now, I am from St. Kitts, and I think we had an issue where we had persons from the Haitian community or consulted for certain things. What about if touching base with them? Because they should be able to, they speak the language. They should know something. Because you know what? Talking and negotiation brings things. We might say gang leaders, but if you look at it historically, gang leaders don't fight for power of a country. So that gang thing might now evolve into internal dispute where we have no factions, a political issue. That's why we will have to look at it that now. It's a political issue. And I am from St. Kitts, and I'm the only calling our government, our side, for whatever it can do to talk to and find out who can be spoken to. Because I don't think the gang leader wants to be the head of state or to be in government, but he wants to bring something. It is bad. That is what's happening. And because we want to help, talking as opposed to showing brute force goes a long way. And therefore, whether it's OECS, if they want to take it from a lesser view, or from CARICOM, because somebody has to do something. Because believe it or not, our countries could be affected in different ways by personal fleas that matter. And therefore, it is in our best interest.
Okay, so we have other caller. We have another caller. We note your opinion. You have to wrap up. We have another caller. Okay, so caller. Okay, so Yeah, we've been very quick on the phone lines because we have many calls. And so we have, in a few minutes, we have the St. Kitts Nevis Athletic Association with us. And so before we go there, we have another caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Go ahead.
Good morning, Azard. Good morning, Kortensia.
Yes. Please be brief because we don't have much time. We have a segment coming on.
I heard the Azard.
Yes.
No, America is a superpower, right? And America imposed whatever America choose to impose and whichever country they choose to because they, as they say, should America interest. Now, we are not hearing America saying Haiti have interests that concern America. So what America is doing, what is going on in Haiti is that the people are rebelling against this leader, the prime minister Ariel, that they did not vote for. We have to also consider that America creates things, chaos, in order for them to maintain. The U.S. government is in Haiti, guys, and they are mining minerals that are there. So they have to create that kind of chaos in order to distract the people from what is at hand. And these are the things that we need to condemn. We need to condemn America, France, Britain, and even Canada, who is acting innocent behind all of this, because they are not. Thank you guys for hearing me.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution, everyone. We're going to continue the conversation after we have finished our two segments, which is the first one, the Interschool with TVC Interschool Championship. We have representatives here from the SKN AAA Association. We also have our weekly dose at 9 a.m. And then at 9:30, we're going to continue the conversation about Haiti and what is happening there. We're going to have one more quick call. So we have one more quick call. So go ahead, caller. Be brief.
Yeah, hello?
Yes. Be very brief.
Yeah, man. In Haiti, the gangs are representing the people. Pressure bust pipe. And I hope St. Kitts and Nevis people can see that. Protest, man, against corruption. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you for being brief, and thank you for your opinion and your contribution. Up next, our segment with the TDC Interschool Championship representatives.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Get your blitz on. Get your blitz on. Get your blitz on. Cash Blitz!
Play Cash Blitz and get your blitz on. Cash Blitz is here, the newest scratch game from the Caribbean Lottery. With 4 tickets to choose from and the chance to win the big ticket top prize of $200,000. So get your blitz on today at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over.
Get your blitz on. Cash Blitz!
Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less. With our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
Welcome back. We have our second segment, and we have with us Patrice Harris. Patrice is the PRO of the SKN AAA organization, and we're going to be talking about the inter-school competition that is scheduled to happen this Thursday to Sunday, right?
Yes, Thursday to Sunday.
Yes, and it's going to be held both in St. Kitts and on Nevis as well. So we're going to have some of the games played in St. Kitts and some of the games played, the athletic games in Nevis. So Patrice, tell us, how has it been?
Well, Azard, we were here on Inside the News on Saturday with Jermaine. We were here for over an hour and we discussed at length what this preparation has looked like for us as an organization, the SKN Athletics. Typically, it is very hectic to organize the meet when it is 3 days and it's in St. Kitts alone. This time around, we have the games taking place at 2 cities, St. Kitts and in Nevis. The field events will be taking place in St. Kitts, so we're talking about the discus, the javelin, the jumps, the shot put. They're taking place in St. Kitts, and the track events, the running, the excitement. There is some excitement in the track as well, but the field, sorry. But for the track events, those will take place on the Nevis in Nevis at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. We have been very stretched. I will say this to you. But this opportunity has allowed us to, one, receive very, very great support from Nevis. The Nevis Island Administration, particularly through the Department of Sports and Education, has provided help that we have never seen before. They are part of our local organizing committee. As you can imagine, our concern is logistics. How are we going to get this done? We have this number of athletes to move, this number of officials to move. We have to look at ground transportation in St. Kitts, ground transportation in Nevis, and the boat ride over. We have determined that the best option to do that is using the Reggae Beach Pier. And so the athletes, some of which are camping in the Frigate Bay area, will be taken over to Reggae Beach, and then they will have that 7-minute journey over to Nevis, and then there will be buses waiting for them to take them over to the Mundo track.
Patrice, I must commend you and your team for what has to be some real tireless nights, ensuring that this thing happens the way it's supposed to happen.
Definitely.
Because just recently, I know that the announcement was made just recently that the games would be played not only in St. Kitts, but in Nevis. And for me, I've always said it's a golden opportunity had it given the association some more time. Like if it was last year announced that it's going to be in Nevis, then it would have been so much easier for the association. But regardless, and the schools, but regardless, I see you guys pushing. I see the organizing team pushing, and you guys, I know persons like you, persons like Delwyn, I know that all of those teams and the organizers are doing what they can to ensure that it is a success. So I want to say congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. And we have had all of our meets in Nevis for the year. So as the time went on, we have recognized what it is we need to tighten upon. How do we relieve congestion at the pier? How do we deal with ensuring that we don't have let's say, for example, a lot of our athletes have been going back and forth, so we are assuming that they're able to deal with that nausea. But we have set up medical tents and hydration stations on each pier. So St. Kitts and Nevis, there'll be a doctor there, there'll be a team there, just in case anywhere along the line in terms of the travel and the journey, because even the drive over to Reggae Beach, all of these things we're taking into consideration because the health and safety and security of our athletes, that is a number one priority for us. Later this morning, we're having a meeting with boat operators because we want to stress with them the importance of ensuring that our athletes arrive. Safety on the water is a major, it's crucial for us.
Let me ask you, you may not have all the statistics, but just a ballpark figure of how many athletes are we looking from St. Kitts?
We would have had about 600 athletes participating in the last inter-school. Now, remember that Charlestown and Gingerland won't be journeying down.
Yes.
So we will be taking away maybe about 60, 70 Charlestown, about 30, 40. So we're taking away about 100. So we're looking to take over between 4 and 500 athletes.
Wow. I must.
And let me take this opportunity. The Charles E. Mills Secondary School, they are camping in Nevis. And they are one of our largest contingents.
Oh, so they're camping in
Nevis? They are camping in Nevis.
Okay. So they won't be on the back and forth journey.
They won't be on the back and forth journey. So right now, it's really just a smaller number of schools that will be on the back and forth journey. Basti High School is camping at Marriott. So they're in the Frigate Bay area. So it's just the other schools, the virtuals. I think they may be looking
as
to camp
I'm
as
listening
well.
you and I'm hearing all the preparation that have been put in place, I must say again, congratulations and kudos to the hard work that you guys are doing, especially considering the short notice in terms of the venue. That, I mean, you guys are doing phenomenal, Patrice.
Yes, and what we keep saying is that these are not ideal circumstances.
Yes.
And everybody's going to have to bend and give some leeway. And we have had up until yesterday continuous meetings with the principals of the schools, because they are the number one stakeholder. They have to be able to come on board, let us know what your challenges are, and we are going to try our best, working with both ministries, Department of Sports and Kids, Federal Department of Sports, and the Department of Sports in the NIA. We also took into consideration that we need the patrons to come. We need them to come because that's how we raise our funds to get our team to Carifta. So we need you to come and bust the gates. We need bumper crowds because that's the money that we're taking to Carifta. We have a lot of excitement brewing for Carifta this year. And so in so doing, we reduced the price. We have reduced the price to come to Interschool. It's $30 for Saturday for preferred seating and $40 for Sunday. Usually you pay up to $60. So we have reduced the price because we know you now have to take the boat. We've spoken to the boat operators. What can you do? They said we'll give you a round trip for $40. So if you're going from Reggae Beach, the round trip is $40. We've spoken to the bus. What can you do? We'll give you $10 from Owali Pier to Munda Track. So we have not only been trying to advocate for the athletes, but we have been advocating for the patrons as well. It's been a lot, Azard.
I could
really
imagine.
been a lot.
I could imagine, because when I heard about the change in venue, and I said, it's a golden opportunity to have some of the games played in Nevis. But my only contention was the fact that the late notice, had it been something that was initially planned last year and said, this time we're going to Nevis, it would have been such a good opportunity to have the organizers really not being so pressured at this point in time,
And, we were optimistic that we could use the stadium. We were very optimistic that we could use it. But at the end of the day, we recognized that it was not ideal for the athletes.
Yes.
And there were major decisions to be made, and one of those decisions was cancellation.
Yes.
And we have been constantly considering this psychosocial component when it comes to our children. They have been training. They have been a part of these different meets. School is the marquee event.
You guys contemplating cancelling?
There's still even notions that is something that we should have done. But it was not a major decision for us. TDC, our number one sponsor, platinum title, everything beyond that, has been on board for 46 years. How do we go and tell TDC we're not having it this year? How do we tell?
How you tell the children?
How do you tell the children, the coaches?
Yeah.
How do you tell your prospects, your top prospects for medalists for Carifta?
Patrice, and again, and that's why I said, kudos to the organizing team, the persons who are behind the scenes and who have, despite of the short notice and the hiccups, take the baton and just start running with it. Kudos to you guys. Kudos to you guys.
I don't want to take up all the time, and then Dominic doesn't get to speak, and then he accosts me.
Oh yes, Dominic.
I don't think that would be fair to
But yes, Dominic, can tell us about TDC's involvement and their excitement, because I think Dominic does call us more than we call him.
So Dominic is ensuring he has sports to go to.
From a standpoint,
yes.
You know how that is. We believe in the tournament, and I think the word that Patrice used was advocate, and we're a strong advocate for youth and youth development, and of course, our association with the Interschool Championships is no less. It has been quite a bit of a challenge, knowing that we will be having 2 days, 2 islands, and a number of events, but our concern is basically for our aspiring athletes. And we want to make sure that we create an opportunity for them to continue to recognize their full potential outside of representing the school, outside of representing their various communities, outside of, the support from the persons, their coaches, their family, and so on. As a corporate citizen, we want to make sure that we give our athletes the best.
Indeed. And I want to say kudos, congratulations to all involved in terms of the hard work that they're displaying, and even given the short notice of the change and everything. No fault to the organizing team. You guys continue to push it as best as you can.
I can tell you as that we were in Nevis up until like 8 o'clock last night, because we had a press conference, and after that we met with the team and Nevis just to ensure logistics is number one priority.
You know, when I heard about the change in venue, the short notice, I said to myself, wow, the headache is going to be on the organizers in terms of getting this organized in such a short time, given 2 locations. But based on what you have been saying, you guys have been putting in the work, you guys have been working, and kudos to you. Kudos to you. We have the president here, Dilwyn Delaney.
Yes, I made it.
We know you've been working hard and to ensure that everything goes well. Go ahead, Delwyn.
Yes, I just want to. As I was driving, listening, and my colleagues are indeed correct when she said that we have been working tirelessly day in and day out, ensuring that the logistics is in place, the safety of the athletes and the patrons is in place. She would have mentioned that we have a 10 o'clock meeting with the Department of Maritime Resources, and so we are going through the protocols that they must abide by. The safety rules and regulations that the travelers, the passengers, must adhere to, and that sort of thing. Also, we have engaged the Coast Guard, so they will be on the waters to the duration of the meet, ensuring that the safety again of not only spectators, but not only the athletes, but the spectators as well, moving back and forth between the islands. And so we have been putting in the work.
There's another safety component. We know that in the past there have been issues with persons leaving their vehicles at Reggae Beach. So we do have security that's going to be over there for the Saturday and
you guys have thought of everything.
And if there's anything else we didn't think of, just WhatsApp me so that we can find a solution for it.
Indeed. Yes, so we have tried our best to cover all our bases in ensuring that the meet not only happens, but it happens successfully. We as I said, putting in the work on all fronts, so ensuring that the meet itself, the product itself is top tier, ensuring that the athletes are well prepared, because in the lead up to the inter-school, we have been traveling to Nevis for most of our meets, our preparation meets, so to speak, and so a lot of these athletes now are accustomed to the commute to Nevis. They are accustomed now to the track. They're accustomed to the environment over there in Nevis. And so, and not only them, but the coaches as well, and spectators, because spectators, we have allowed the spectators to journey with the athletes over, to get a feel of it. And I've seen the spectators warming up to it now. They're warming up to it. No more I say, oh, man, guy Nevis, more like I'll see you there, type of thing. And that is good to see, and we encourage that as much as possible.
Is this something that will continue, that you'll share the meets between St. Kitts and Nevis?
We keep getting this question, right? And it's interesting because when the announcement was made first, there was so much how they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, how they're going to do it. And now that I think y'all have been sold, it's kind of like, we're going to get to go back.
You see, I don't think the issue was always never having the meet in Nevis. I think it was the short timing that organizers would have to do.
But maybe on your end, but there was a lot of public chatter about how we're going to do it. Why Nevis? Nevis is not ready. And trust me, Nevis has debunked that. The facilities are top tier. And it's not just Maya Delwyn saying so. The track is top tier. It's very spacious. You can drive in and park and look at the meets.
In fact, I've seen the meets, some of the meets that they had in Nevis, it's been streamed, and the tracks look very well laid out. It looks very high tech. It looks very nice, I must say. And in addition to that, I asked the question: how are vendors? Because usually you have vendors in St. Kitts.
They were given the opportunity to come over. I think a few of them are coming over. They had a vendors meeting yesterday, and everybody was I'm told that it was very intense. We have a lot of vendors who are coming on board, and they are ready. They are definitely ready. But I think in relation to Kortensia's question about whether or not we're going to look into that.
And so we passed the mic to the Honorable Minister, that's Troy Liebert, and he said, sure, we welcome it.
Come back anytime.
And so I said, once we sit down with the sponsors and all the different stakeholders and see, hey, where we can improve, how doable is it, how often it is doable as well too, because we know that is extra cost for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Extra cost for us, extra time, extra cost for the sponsor, extra cost for, in some instances, for the schools as well.
But I'm sure once you guys get this over the way, you'll see the profit loss, and if you have more time, you could properly market it for a longer period to gain that support again. And again, you said that the NIA has been very supportive,
Very
in,
supportive.
and that is important. That is important when you get that government agency and government support, local government support.
Both ministers have been playing a key role. Darwin and I have been sitting, and members of the broader team have been sitting with the Minister of Sports here, Samuel Duggins, on several occasions, bringing the teams together. Hey guys, if we think about this, I'm charging you to over-deliver, and let's ensure that this meet is successful. Let's think about the children. Even on the Nevis end, Minister Liebert has been really hands-on. He's literally just a phone call away every time we think of something. P.S. Zanella Claxton, she has been phenomenal. She stayed in that meeting with us. She's there every time we're going over. We're looking at accommodation. We're looking at the venue, making recommendations. The director as well, Jamia Claxton, on board as well, answering our questions, thinking about things before us. An exceptional team representing the ministry on our local organizing committee, and that is something that we said we're going to keep from now on. We're always going to have Nevis representation on the local organizing committee, because even if it's in St. Kitts, we still have a large contingent that's coming over from Nevis. So again, I know we keep asking persons from St. Kitts to, hey, come over, but Nevis, come out in your numbers. Like, shut them down. I could pack the stadium.
I don't think that.
But don't Nevis come over all the time?
Yes, but I want come down on the track. We're not going to come on the boat. Come.
I'm sure that the Nevisions are going to heavily support it, because when I looked at LADC and the support that Nevis gave its team coming across, I said, yes, this is the support that they're going to give.
Pack out the stadium, buy out the ticket them.
Aren't the other schools thinking about SEMS camping over there, saving all the energy from the back and forth? Shouldn't everybody look at that?
That was, we asked them to, but at the end of the day, it's still their decision. And the accommodations were available, but we still had to look at the number of students and being able to get the provisions for beds and cots. That was a challenge, beds and cots. So not so much venues, but beds and cots.
But I could imagine, since they're the Eagles, so
they are the ones to beat. Yeah, they're over there resting. They're not back and forth like the others.
I think okay, Sam's bringing that one tent.
Exactly. Do you see that?
And Sam's, how long is their winning streak now? Seven?
I think it's 7.
Based on the shirts I see advertising, I think it's 7. But we're not underestimating the CSS Lions. Remember, they don't have to back and forth now.
No,
they
either.
Don't have to come down.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at the other ones. Okay, the folks from Nevis don't have to be back and forth. SEMS have decided we're not going to be back and forth. So folks that are being back and forth.
But see, although the schools are back and forth, as Badger said, because they're camping in the Friggy Bay area, it's not too much wear and tear on them, because from the bus to the boat 7 minutes, and then in the Friggy Bay area, I mean,
but some just have to wake up and stretch and go and practice. How about that?
That's true. But I mean, on the day, it comes down to who wants it more.
And SEMS always show that they want it. So
and I know any school want to say we won the historic. The year when it was
in
historic
Nevis.
multi-city St. Kitts Nevis, that was the year we won. So
you're really good in this marketing thing.
No, but listen, that's true, because Nevis might want to set precedents to say it came over here and we took it. So
somebody wants to start a trend.
Yep, indeed.
Say, hey, anytime it comes to Nevis, a Nevis school win, and it don't, SEMS or a St. Kitts school might say, it don't matter where it is, they're coming back down on the boat.
That should be interesting.
The excitement, trust me. Maybe there was a lull, but from the time we had that press conference last night, everybody's talking about it.
I saw the press conference.
Everybody's talking about it. In my mind, just make it a line. Go over the Friday night. I've heard that the guest house they are booking out. Rooms are getting hard to find. Just make it a line. Carry over your vehicle the Friday evening. go down by Sunshine, Basalem, and then come over on the track. And leave the man there and come straight to work. Wait, I'm saying, pack your work clothes. Pack your work clothes.
She's selling.
The bosses will be lenient on the Monday.
We spoke to the bosses already.
Okay, so bosses, you have to be lenient. They're going to support the federation.
Yes, Dominic, you're good. Yes.
It's such a wonderful thing, and I love the way you dubbed it multi-city.
Historic multi-city championship.
Yes.
Nice.
The PRO in Patrice.
But yes, we also have tickets on sale online this year. That's the first time we've ever done that. You can get them on the JAD platform. Or if you want to get your physical tickets, they are available at the Cable St. Kitts and City Drugstore Nevis.
Hold on that one, Patrice. We are also giving away tickets.
Oh, you're giving away tickets, and I hope you're giving away tickets on Island Tea.
We're also giving, excuse me?
On Island Tea, right?
We're also giving away tickets. So if you follow the TDC group of companies on Facebook and Instagram for updates about the meet, athletes, and fan photos, we will be giving away tickets to our followers for the championships throughout the week.
Okay.
So follow us on TDC group of companies for your chance to get free tickets from TDC, of course, as part of our contribution to this year's historic Twin Island Inter-School Championships.
How many tickets Dominic giving away?
Several.
Because I feel like I could tap that in a Delaware. Whatever number he giving away, I think I can give away.
That depends on you.
We're gonna do some ticket giveaways as well. Thank you for that reminder. We're gonna do it on Facebook as well, and that's how I'll probably get a ticket for you to give away on Island.
Yeah, thank you so
Definitely.
much. Thank you. You've heard my cry.
Yeah, definitely. Because we want.
No, not for me, for our viewers, because we want to make sure that our viewers, they call in, they support. We want to make sure that through your generosity, we could extend something to them.
Yes, definitely. So you ain't got an excuse not to come.
They
want to hear about
free
it.
tickets at Island Tea, free tickets on the
Reduced
TDC.
bus, early timing. Give it time to go lime in the night because we finished just after 7. So
Yeah, because here's it that a one-way, if I'm not mistaken, one-way on the Reggae Beach, tour is about what, $60?
Not one way, anywhere between 30 and 40.
One way?
Yes, anywhere between 30 and 40 is
30 and 40, and now we're 60
round
trip. So we have $40 now for the round trip, and so
on Islander and Apple Cider on
on
those two providers. So you don't have any reason. You don't want to hear. You don't want to see my happy face over there and say, "Boy, I wish I was there."
Chicken snaps.
Delwyn's happy face.
You gotta be chicken snaps.
Watching status and looking for pictures. No, come.
Question. Question. Is it going to be live stream?
We want it to come.
I know.
Yes, we want you to be there for the experience.
I know you're going to say that. So I guess I'll.
That is still on the negotiation, but I can guarantee that the entire meet will not be live streamed.
Okay.
That is not something that we are in a position to do, but we are still considering how best we can still get persons engaged, especially in the diaspora. But the entire meet definitely will not be live streamed.
So if you want to see the entire thing, you have to be there in person.
Yes.
Just like music festival.
Yes.
Yeah, just like music festival.
So guys, any final thoughts that you want to express as we wind down this segment and prepare for our next one?
I'll let Patrice go first. I'll be a true gentleman.
Listen, the rivalry that is taking place between the schools right now is excitement alone as to why we should make that journey, not only over to Nevis, but to the Kim Collins Stadium, because you are allowed to come and view the field events that are taking place there, and it's free admission. We'll just let you know what areas that you are limited to. Obviously, there's work taking place there. The excitement and the rivalry is also because we're in Nevis. It's a very pretty decent venue, and schools want to make their names. Everybody wants to say, hey, this is the bragging rights, because inter-school has traditionally been one of those events right up there next to Music Festival and CPL. So we definitely want people to come to St. Kitts and go to Nevis. pack the boats. Remember, safety is a priority. If you can stay over for the weekend, that's ideal. But we definitely want you to consider coming out. We have reduced the cost. We've negotiated boat prices and bus prices for you. So now it's your job to support. Don't just jump up for our athletes when they get to Carifta, but jump up for them here locally. So you can say, boy, I remember when Channel used to run at Interschool and I used to watch her so years down when she makes it big in the Worlds and she makes it big in the Olympics. So I remember I went to Nevis and I looked at her, etc. So we're encouraging you to make that journey.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we have a question as to...
Yes, Dominic, the question is, what, other than monies, what does your sponsorship include?
Our sponsorship also includes in-kind, where we provide materials for the event, tents, tables, chairs. We also outfit the Technical Information Center, which is the heartbeat of the games. That is where the results are logged and so forth. The technical team is in there. They send out the bulletins for the different meets, the different events, on the track, on the field, etc. We provide that as well. We also provide some support in terms of outside of the sponsorship. We provide transportation and so forth. As a matter of fact, this year we've been asked to come on board to support the SEMS in terms of getting some of their materials over to Nevis, and we've graciously agreed to support. And that, of course, is outside of the sponsorship. So it is more than a sponsorship for us. It's a partnership that we've developed over the years. Maybe in the initial stages, it was about the dollars and cents, but not now. It's about a partnership, and it's about athletics, and it's about our young people.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And you can think about the mega company that TDC is, so they're able to help us in so many ways that maybe another corporate partner might not have been able to because of the different arms that TDC has.
Yes. So, Delwyn, we'll let you go now.
Yes.
Any thoughts you want to express at this point in time?
Yes, I just want to echo the sentiments by my colleagues in saying that, come on out to the historic multi-city championships, TDC Interschool. It will be like no other. I mean, we have lived through a lot of firsts, and this is one that you can put in your memory bank and say, hey, I've been here, I've experienced it firsthand, right? The first time the Interschool is heading to Nevis. And so I want to encourage persons in St. Kitts, encourage persons in Nevis, as the Minister Liebert said yesterday, he wants St. Kitts to be raised a bit, and he wants Nevis to sink. So that means he wants expecting persons to come on over in their numbers to support the event. We expect an exciting one. The athletes are being prepared, and so just come on out. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. We have our next segment. Thank you so much, guys, for coming.
Thank you for having us.
We'll be speaking. Back. Yes, definitely. We'll yes, awesome.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Save the date and don't be late on Thursday, 28th March for the Agri Easter Night Market. Join us at the Bastia Public Market from 5 p.m. until 10 p.m. for your local produce, fruits, cooked food, fresh fish and meat, agro-processed goods, saltfish, coconut dumplings, conky, bullfoot, real cook-up with and without oink. Registration forms are available at the Bastia Public Market, the Ministry of Agriculture, Building 16, Port Zante, and the Department of Agriculture, Lagreed. It's the Agri Easter Night Market, Thursday, 28th March from 5 p.m. at the Public Market. You better meet me there.
If you're looking for sweetness to put inside a basket, I am the thinking market.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
You got it. Good morning again, and we're back, and we're having our weekly dose with Dr. Natalie Osborne, and she is going to speak about enlarged male breasts, and she has a medical. It's a name, and she's going to pronounce it and everything. I'm just going to say enlarged male breasts for now. So, doctor, what's up? How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent, Azard. I'm doing excellent. I'm challenging you now to pronounce the word because it's all about developing your vocabulary.
Gynecomastia.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. You see, you're able to get it. So today we're going to talk about gynecomastia. It's something I think we've never spoken about here on the show. So we always want to split the time between our male listeners and our female listeners, and sometimes, we gotta mix it up.
We males, we appreciate the fact that you lend time to put attention on us as well.
Yes, it's very important because oftentimes male health issues do not get as much attention.
Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about gynecomastia, okay? And that may sound like a big word, but it simply means that the male has enlarged breast or breast tissue. And this is something that can be extremely uncomfortable for male, how they look and how they wear their clothes, and they can have situations where they're embarrassed about having enlarged breasts. Oftentimes you'll see young males, they're starting to wear clothes that are twice their size just to try and cover up. Sometimes you see them wear 2 t-shirts and you're wondering why, because it's a hot day out and they're trying to cover up their chest area to avoid the embarrassment of having the enlarged male breast tissue.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, we're going to get right into it. And so I know you already gave us introduction of it, but could you go deeper into it and tell us what it is exactly from a medical aspect?
Okay, so we know just like females, male have breast tissue. However, it is much smaller than the female mammary gland, okay? And if there is any condition or imbalance there, that mammary gland or that breast tissue can and will enlarge. It can be due to many different things. Sometimes it's depend on the period or the stage in life. It can happen in a newborn, it can happen during puberty, and it can happen as a male gets advanced in age, above the age of 50 or so. And this is usually where there is an imbalance in hormone. Okay, there are 2 main hormones that we're thinking about. We've got the male hormone that we say testosterone, and we've got the female hormone, the estrogen. So usually they're kept in balance. Remember, the male hormone is responsible for his muscle development, the chest on his hair, his deep voice as he grows. And if there is an imbalance where you have more female hormone or there's a drop in the male hormone, then you can have the development of this tissue.
Yeah. So how common is gynecomastia?
Yes, it is said that it is seen in about 50 to 65% of boys and men worldwide. And it affects about, in another statistics, about 1 in every 4 male between the age of 50 to 69. As a man becomes older, yes, he has an increased risk. So if you have 4 males, at least 1 of them will or may suffer from gynecomastia. That's an enlargement in the male breast.
Wow. So it really comes older in age.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. So could you tell us who might have it then? Because you have already said that it can be displayed very 1 in 4 in the ages of 50 to 69, but other than that?
Yes, there are 3 main stages in life where one can develop gynecomastia. And we know at birth here, more than half of the male newborns will have some enlarged breast or breast buds. And sometimes the mother or the OBGYN will call the surgeon or someone to look at it and wondering what's the reason. Okay, this condition is usually due to the increase in the estrogen from the mother that is passed to the child. Okay, and you have that increased estrogen. Remember, we said the underlying condition is always going to be a hormonal change. So there is increased estrogen. But as the baby passes 2 to 3 weeks and that estrogen is eliminated from the baby's body, then that enlarged tissue will start to reside or recede. Then there's another stage that is during puberty. Okay, and it says that more than half of young boys would have some degree of breast tissue. During puberty, you know, there's a growth spurt and there's the changes in hormones as a boy starts to develop. Sometimes if there's not enough testosterone and too much estrogen, then you can have the development of enlargement of this breast tissue, okay? Usually over time, as the hormone balances out, sometimes between 6 months to about 2 years, you can have these breast tissue receding or changing. Sometimes a male may continue having those the enlarged breast. And the third stage is when he becomes older. In adulthood, as a man becomes older, getting into his elderly years, then what happens? There's a change again between the estrogen and the testosterone. You start falling off with the testosterone. He start losing his muscle mass. He start losing his sexual libido, and the estrogen rises, and that leads to development of the enlarged breast.
You know, when you discuss that, I said to myself, okay, if you miss it at birth, you miss it at puberty, then it mean to say that it could come around in adulthood.
Yes.
You know?
So those are the treatment stages.
So you have to always be alert, more or less. Yes.
And of course, there are going to be factors that predispose one person from developing this gynecomastia more than others. I've seen it being hereditary. I've seen friends of mine, and I remember a friend of mine, he said he would never have this problem. He remember seeing his dad having this problem, and he was always athletic, always strong, and always exercise. And he thought, oh, I would never allow myself to get like that. But once he passed the age of 40, 50s now, he started having the enlargement of the breast. So it has some hereditary component to it as well.
Wow, there's only so much we can do.
There's only so much we can do.
So I'm thinking. So, I mean, you've already went into it and about it, what is gynecomastia. But, you know, give us, again, just as a reminder to those persons who might just be tuning in on what causes it.
So what causes it? We know the underlying cause is going to be a difference between an imbalance between your estrogen and your male hormones, the androgen, typically testosterones, okay? All male produce a small amount of estrogen. Okay, but if that becomes excessive, so there's an imbalance, then you're going to have more of that, okay? So you don't, as we said, we're going to discuss further on what are some of the causes behind it, but everything comes down to an imbalance there, whether it is internal caused by some underlying disease, whether it's something that we ingest, and some kind of health condition, there's going to be a shift in the balance. So you start losing your testosterone and you start increasing in your estrogen.
Oh, yes. So now, what are the conditions that can cause male breast enlargement, the conditions?
Okay, so bear with us here because there's quite a lot. There are lots of different conditions. It can happen when patients have a history of alcoholism, alcohol abuse, and it leads to liver disease, such as cirrhosis or liver failure. You can then have that. It can be as a result of kidney disease or kidney failure. It can be as a result of different tumors, whether these tumors are in the, there's a gland in the brain that's called the pituitary gland, okay? Yes. That can lead to development of these. Anything in the testicles, because the testicles has the male hormone, the testosterone, and the adrenal gland. Those are little glands above the kidneys. And any sort of tumor can change the hormonal balance there. Okay, anytime you have a problem with your thyroid, especially hyperthyroidism, where your thyroid is active, especially in males, then you can have the development of gynecomastia. Those are the main conditions there.
Wow. And so now we're looking at the medication now, doctor, and linking medication to the causes.
Linking medication to the causes of gynecomastia. Yes. Lots of drugs that we use on a day-to-day basis can cause some sort of gynecomastia. Things like anti-anxiety medications. You've got things like Valium. We heard about diazepam. Okay, things such as antipsychotic medications. Some patients who take things like haloperidol, okay, or Haldol, you may call the drug name. Antidepressants. Many of the persons in the community, young adults too, are using things like Prozac, okay, amitriptyline. These are drugs that can lead to having gynecomastia. If you use some types of antibiotics, something like Flagyl, it is used very common in medicine, or metronidazole as it is called. We have antifungal medication, ketoconazole. We have stuff like that we use to help in the prevention of prostate cancer, or help when the male has an enlarged prostate. Such drugs, you would have heard about it, finasteride or Proscar. Okay, spironolactone. Lots of patients we have on drugs like these.
So you're saying, because if someone is diagnosed with prostate cancer and they use these drugs because they would.
Yes, remember, one of the reasons we use drugs in prostate cancer is to decrease the testosterone, because the testosterone feeds the cancer. And that's what happens. So what you do, you decrease the testosterone, and then there's an imbalance. Remember, everything starts when there's an imbalance between testosterone and estrogen. So such medications, things like cimetidine. We used to use this drug called cimetidine. It's used when you have ulcers and things like that, any kind of gastritis. Some of these drugs, omeprazole, some growth hormones. Not all of them will cause all the time, but these are some that have been studied over the years and that can lead to development of gynecomastia. Persons who use opioids, things like morphine, okay, drugs when a man has male infertility, you may take certain drugs. And certain steroids. You see, certain persons want to build their muscles and different things like that. They use some kind of anabolic steroids.
So you're not only building your muscle, you're building your breast, in a sense, because it's.
So then you start creating havoc in your body and throw everything off balance. Chemotherapy drugs. I have had a patient, I remember a particular patient came to me. He had an enlargement of the breast, and he had prostate cancer, and he was using using chemotherapy drugs, which would have led to the increase of the breast tissue. And of course, the oncologist had to suspend or change some of these drugs.
I'm seeing here you said lavender and tea tree oils.
Yeah, these are some kind of things that are said to be found in herbal supplements and skin care products, okay? So some of these are the things that are described. Some are more likely to cause a gynecomastia than others, but a lot of these drugs, increases your chance of developing gynecomastia.
Because when I think about it, it's because you have, essential oils. You have lavender, and then you have like the tea tree oils too, and you have as well in skincare and these kind of things. And so you now have, for me now, thinking about all of these things and what are some of the repercussions of using them.
But there are some drugs that we know are much more likely than some, especially things like the spironolactone or the aldactone, as it's called, cimetidine, which is called on the brand name Tagamet. You have ketoconazole, which is antifungal, and certain estrogens, okay? Men may be having, there may be changes, and somebody start using estrogen for some drug that contains estrogen, and then you develop that, okay?
So, what are the symptoms of the enlarged breasts, male enlarged breasts.
So what are some of the symptoms associated with gynecomastia? Of course, one of them, you're going to see there's enlargement of the breast that is abnormal. The male would start realizing that my chest wall is becoming much more enlarged. Then you could have deformity in the breast, in the breast tissue, and breast tenderness. And they feel a lump, especially in these pubescent boys. They will feel a lump there in the breast, okay? And of course, persons would be concerned because it's a bit embarrassing, it's uncomfortable, and they start trying to hide their bodies in the situation.
Wow. So,
you sound scared.
just thinking about, what, as a male, what some of the things we will have to face, So, how is gynecomastia diagnosed?
Okay. Well, like most diseases we've spoken over the year plus, that you want to examine your patient. Take a good history, because you want to know if this patient have any underlying condition that would have led to this. Are they taking any medication? So you want to take a good history first. Sit down with your patient, discuss what drugs are you taking. Do you have any past medical history? The person might say, Doc, I have chronic kidney disease. They might say, Doc, I have liver disease, or something like that. Doc, I'm taking some kind of hormone replacement drug. Doc, I have prostate cancer, or my prostate is enlarged, and I'm taking drugs that are specific to try and shrink the prostate. And so you have that history. Then you want to examine the patient, of course. You're examining the breast tissue, and you're feeling to see if there's any particular lump, because you want to make sure as well, although breast cancer is rare in male, you don't want to miss a breast cancer in male at that particular time. Then you can do some blood tests. Remember, we speak about different hormones, so you could check your different hormone levels. You could check your kidneys, check your liver, see how those organs are functioning to find out if there's any underlying condition. All right? So you want to then, if needed, you can then order an ultrasound or a mammogram based on what you may be suspecting, because that will always and can always be used if you suspect that there is an underlying breast cancer, especially if only one of the breasts is enlarged, because you can also have both the breasts enlarged in gynecomastia, or you can have one more predominant than the other.
Okay. So now we're going on to treatment and management of gynecomastia. How is it treated and managed?
I realize that you've got a good handle on the word gynecomastia. Azard. That's really good. That's good. Okay. Some people may not want or need any treatment, depending on how large the breast tissue is, okay? But we want to first start with eliminating any drug or medication that may be suspect for creating this enlarged breast, okay? And you may have to switch to a different drug that may not create the problem, all right? If the drug is the underlying reason, then over time, the gynecomastia can start to decrease, okay? All right? At times, it may not disappear completely, because if it's been there for a long time, but you can have some regression with the suspension of whatever underlying drug. And some males may then want to choose the cosmetic route, where that you can have what we call a subcutaneous mastectomy. You remove that breast tissue so that cosmetically it looks much more appeasing.
So if you remove it via surgery, what about reoccurrence?
Oh, good question. If you remove it, no, once you get the underlying breast tissue, because it's mammary tissue, it's breast tissue, once you remove that, you shouldn't have any recurrence. Here's what, because there is a distinction that we must make, Azard, between having gynecomastia or just having excess fat as well too. Because in gynecomastia, there is an increase in the mammary tissue that's there. I started earlier by saying that every individual, male and female, has breast tissue, but the male breast tissue just is underdeveloped. Okay, and with the exposure of estrogen, then it can develop as a female would during puberty. But if you have fatty chest because that you're obese, overweight, etc., then you can have that tissue being there. So there is a distinction between just gynecomastia or gynecomastia associated with being obese or just a person having a lot of excess fat.
Okay. And now we're looking at prevention. As you said, I mean, if it's hereditary, the young man, when he exercised, and he said that's not going to be him, and then it happened.
And then it happened.
When we look at prevention,
because in that case too, with the progression of time as he got older, because now he's 50, then there's certain things you can't do anything about. Of course, if there's a medication that would create that problem, then you want to make sure eliminate it. You can also help by making sure you stay fit, exercise, watch your diet and stuff, because there's associated excess fat there too, although you can have the mammary tissue without being obese, okay? So there really isn't a way to prevent it. It may be your lot in life. It may be somebody's lot.
So when should someone see a doctor about enlarged male breasts?
Okay, you want to see your physician if it's embarrassing, they get becoming extremely pronounced and increase in size. You want to also see your physician if you realize that one is growing much larger than the other. If you feel a specific lump in either of the breasts, because remember, male can have breast cancer, although rare. If it is very itchy or there's any changes in your skin, there's any change in your nipple, the nipple starts sinking in, or anything that looks abnormal or any rashes on the nipple, you can see your physician. Or if there is any discharge from the nipple, those are things that would be of concern. But usually the individual may want to go in because, of course, it becomes somewhat embarrassing, they're uncomfortable in social situations. Going to the beach, you take off your shirt. You don't want to do that, okay?
You can imagine, Oh. So, doctor, based on your practicing, how have you seen many patients who go through this?
Yeah, we've seen overall, when you take an overall picture, yes, we've seen a few patients having gynecomastia, and we've done some of these procedures here to where you do the subcutaneous mastectomy. As a result, even in young males who are 18, and you see after they would have had the procedure, their confidence soar, because this is a source of discouragement or decrease your self-esteem and self-worth in males, because when they're among their peers, peers can be extremely how you say, they can attack each other, they can tease each other, they can create those environment where it's uncomfortable.
My question, because as you talk about the procedure in terms of the surgery, is it noticeable after the surgery is done most of the times that you had a surgery?
Well, there's... Yes, you can have scars. You will have scars, okay? Yeah. We usually do the scar, the incision around the nipple areola. That's that you have the nipple and you have that darker section there, just at the border there. So the scar over time becomes almost invisible. And done well, you should not have... People wouldn't know unless you tell them.
Okay. And we also encourage callers. So if persons have questions and you are interested in the topic, then you could bring those questions forward, and the doctor is here to answer those questions. So yes, so we are looking at for persons who are just tuning in, we're looking at enlarged male breasts, and it's also known as gynecomastia. And so we are here discussing the causes, what it is, how common it is, who might have it, and we're looking at the conditions, the medications that may cause it. We also looked at the symptoms. We've looked at how it's diagnosed, how it's managed or treated, and then we had a brief discussion as relates to prevention and when someone should see a doctor about it. And so if persons out there and they have questions, they have concerns, even comments, they can call in and give their opinion, ask their questions.
All right. So, yes, so as we said, with gynecomastia, it is seen quite frequently in our community. Oftentimes, men are very uncomfortable or embarrassed around the situation. You know that men actually wear supportive garment, and there's a lot of garment in the market right now to help sculpt a male's body, a man's body too.
Okay, go ahead, caller. Caller, you're live on Island T?
Yeah. Good morning to the Island T.
Yes.
Good morning to the doctor. I just love to hear you.
Good morning. Thank you.
I all time make it possible to listen to you. If someone come to you explaining certain problem, and you give them a prescription, and they go to a pharmacy, how the person in the pharmacy can know the type of medicine you're giving them?
Are you talking about the pharmacist? How would the pharmacist, based on what you wrote on the prescription? Normally we write on a prescription, we write the name of the drug, how often you want to take the drug, which is the frequency, how much of that drug you take, okay, and for what period of time. So the pharmacy study this area as well too, so they're quite familiar with the drugs, so then they should know what the medication is. At times, if they're unclear, they can also reach out to the physician.
Okay, that's very nice of you. And the next thing again, I love my coffee. And how much coffee can do to me?
How much what? Repeat
Coffee.
that?
He loves his coffee.
Yes.
And what are the side effects of that?
What are the side effects of that? Because remember, it has caffeine in it. Sometimes people drink so much coffee they become addicted, and then once they take it away, they have symptoms, withdrawal symptoms. Constantly using coffee can irritate the stomach and create certain problems associated with gastritis. Yeah, everything should be done in moderation. But you can have your glass of coffee daily. But I've seen persons become so addicted to the coffee that if they do not drink it, then they have symptoms of withdrawal.
Okay. And the next thing again, so sometimes I go to my pharmacy, my doctor.
Okay.
And if he sees something developing inside of me, then he tell me, I don't know, then you have to our next doctor, so he could know exactly how to go about it. It normally happens to every patient.
Okay, well, if I understand your question, you're talking to referrals. If you are seen by your primary care physician and in their evaluation and investigation, they suspect something, yes, they can refer you or send you to another physician who may be able to assist you better, do an investigation that they may not be able to do a surgical procedure. Is that what you were asking, sir?
Yeah.
Yes, so referrals are always indicated. But sometimes too, for example, most patients are quite aware what's going on, people are Googling constantly. If you see that you have a particular issue, you can go directly to that doctor or that specialist in that area that would assist you. For example, if I have a pain in my hip and I know that the orthopedic doctor is the doctor who specializes in that area, I could go directly to my orthopedic surgeon before go in see my primary care physician, because that would be one stop that you can eliminate based on what it is, if you know exactly what the problem is. Does that make sense?
Yes, doctor.
You could always get a referral from your physician, but if you're confident in what you think the problem is, you can go directly to that specialist. All right?
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
I'm welcome for listening to you.
Okay.
Okay, then. Thank you so much. And so, are there any as we wind down, any words that you like to express at this point in time?
Oh, well, I hope that the audience who would have listened to us, even though some persons were unable to call in, I hope they understood the topic and they realized the importance of this topic and our objective. I hope that it has been met. My objective is always that you leave here knowing something a little bit more than when we first began. So I hope that our audience would have learned something in this half hour. And it's always a pleasure to be here with you and discussing this topic. And it's always a pleasure to sit with Azard. And sometimes I look at his face and he seems really scared when we're talking. It is not to scare you, Azard. It's always to inform and to educate.
And I appreciate it. And I'm sure a number of our listeners, they appreciate the information that is garnered from your presentations. And as we look at it, we look at mortality, and you see that as we age, there's so many things out there
that can go wrong. But once we always encourage, at the end of the day, once you exercise, you eat right, and you stay fit, you can only do what you can do. The stuff that you can modify, the conditions you can modify, go ahead and do that. And then we'll take care of the rest as it comes along, because certain things we have no control over, as that. All right? And so I just want to let our males know that they are loved too, even though it is Women's Month.
Yes, we appreciate
and
it.
We always try to make sure that we educate our audience. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes, thank
Bye-bye.
you.
That was good, Azard. Good job.
From the South, 98.9
Fruta, taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day. Whoa, Fruta, drink the real Fruta, your favorite real Fruta, the natural taste is Fruta.
Your favorite fruit has got a new skin with real juice within. Drink the real Fruta. Enjoy the real joy.
Taste the real Fruta, enjoy the real Fruta, refreshing juice of every day is Fruta.
Fruta, juiced right.
Are you looking for a new dining experience to whet your appetite? Explore the flavors of the world at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge. Our menu features Latin, Chinese, Mexican, and Indian cuisine with a local twist. The cozy and elegant ambiance provides the perfect backdrop for an unforgettable dining experience. Whether you're in the mood for a romantic night out, a family dinner, or a business lunch, our restaurant is the perfect place to discover new tastes and enjoy a delicious meal. Book your table at Pangea Multi-Cuisine Kitchen and Lounge today by calling us at 465-9100 or visit our website at ktcsvdm.com and our Facebook page at Pangea by KTCS Limited. We are located in the heart of Port Sante, Bastille, St. Kitts. Come and explore the flavors of the world.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be, is the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley got it all about the flavor. Shirley never let me down. And I lime it and the beach on the tongue. Shirley biscuits always feel like home.
Everything you want, everything you need, got the taste you love, anywhere that you may be, is the Caribbean flavor. Shirley biscuits make me happy.
Shirley, the Caribbean's favorite biscuit.
And we are back on Island Tea. Yes, we have our final minutes, final half hour of Island Tea. We had such an interesting talk so far, such an interesting discussion. Everything has been moving. We started off with Haiti, the situation in Haiti and what is happening in terms of the Prime Minister, talks of resignation, and we see a low-scale civil war basically happening in Haiti, when inspired by gang leaders. We've also, and the fact that there has not been an election that has taken place since the assassination of their former president Moise. We've also had in studio this morning, we spoke with representatives from the SKN AAA team. They are hosting with TDC sponsor the inter-school championships, and it's going to be for the first time. Some of the games are going to be held on St. Kitts, and some of the games are going to be held on Nevis. We've seen that the work that they put in place, given the fact that the announcement to have it at 2 venues came very short, and so they have been working extremely hard to ensure that all goes well in terms of that. They have encouraged persons to come out and support. They have been receiving so much support, and so we've had that discussion with them. Also, we had our good doctor, Dr. Natalie Osborne, and she spoke about enlarged male breasts, the symptoms, the cause, all of that. And now we continue the discussion. We're back, and for those persons who have been calling earlier in the segment, we're back on, and we're speaking again to what is happening in Haiti. Here it seems that just an hour ago, I see a statement by CARICOM, and it's found on Loop Caribbean News, and it's like a 6-minute read. They said that, CARICOM optimistic of a Haitian-led solution to crisis. And it says that the Caribbean community on Monday said that it remained optimistic that a solution to the Haitian crisis could emerge sooner rather than later, as there appeared to be a consensus on an initiative resulting in the formation of a presidential council to deal with the political and social economic situation in the French-speaking CARICOM country. And this is a quote from Guyana's President, Dr. Ali, who is also the CARICOM chairman, and he says, and I quote, "We in CARICOM remain optimistic. I think among all the stakeholders, I am very confident we have found commonality and we have found a common path through which we can support a Haitian-led solution and a Haitian-owned solution," end of quote. The 15-member regional integration grouping had organized a one-day high-level meeting on Haiti that brought together the regional and international friends of Haiti, including United States Secretary of State, to discuss a possible solution to the crisis that have been exacerbated by criminal gangs that have vowed to overthrow the government of Prime Minister Dr. Henry, who had been left stranded in Puerto Rico. So yes, so many things are happening as it relates to the Haitian situation. You see that the consensus, if for all, that the Haitian people and stakeholders to give a little for the greater good of the people. That is what Ali is saying. He's hoping that the consensus will give a little for a greater hope, for the greater good for the people, the Haitian people. He goes on in the article, it says that CARICOM and our regional partners are deeply concerned as our international partners. And that is what Holness, Prime Minister Holness says. He says that CARICOM and our regional partners are deeply concerned as our international partners. We have a caller. You're live on Island TV.
Hello, good morning. I was calling when the SKNFA of India.
Yes.
The coffee coming back on the boat. That's SEM's own.
Say that again?
The trophy coming back over on the boat.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. We have a supporter from SEMS, and SEMS is the 7-time consecutive winners. They won 7 times on a straight. Of course, they won more times than 7 if you have to count it. They've won more than any other country. I'm sorry, not country. Any other school they have won. Yeah. So they're really the team to beat coming at the inter-school championship. Continuing with the article, it says, this is a quote from Holness again. He says, the people of Haiti need and deserve nothing less than the safety, freedom, and prosperity that the first free black republic deserves. And that's a quote from Wholeness. We have a caller. Caller, you're live on Island T.
Hi, good morning.
Hi,
I
good
am
morning.
calling to support the event in Nevis this weekend, and I must say that the team that was there this morning, they're really showing what they are doing. I just want to tell the public and some kids, don't be afraid to go over. Go over and support. I was there for the Jinxing Up meet, and that tells you that the ground is prepared, the staff is prepared. For me, that was a dry run for the inter-school. And what impressed me a lot is the way the Red Cross operated. They were not running on their feet. They had about 4 or 5 golf cars, and they were stationed in different locations and around close to the track. So if they realize that somebody is going to be in trouble on the track, they are there sometime before the person falls or just as the person falls. And I was very much impressed with how the Red Cross team operated in Nevis, and that's something that we can learn from St. Kitts, because sometimes we wait until the person falls down and a couple of seconds after, and then the same going across the track. But it was very much impressive over there for the Jinxing meet, and I think it's going to be a good meet. Don't worry with them who says Sam's going to get it. Watch your Wildcat going to bring it back down with a lot of noise. So let Sam's cool out for now, and all the others, we're going to bring it back down here in St. Kitts to Washi High School this year. But it would be a good thing. As a matter of fact, I think we, and when I say we, I mean the persons who are organizing, probably look at CPL and look at all of the other organizations, how they move people to events. And so what they're doing now, it's top class. And this morning, it shows that there's something that St. Kitts Nevis people have over the rest. Strong fortitude and a can-do attitude. Realize that they're not backing down from going. They say we're going to go straight with it. They want to talk about, oh, we can't go over there because Nevis. But listen, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And it shows that St. Kitts and Nevis can get together and do anything we want to do and do it successfully.
Yes.
So people come over. Go and JAD, buy your tickets, because you don't want to get over there and don't have any tickets. Buy tickets and JAD. And then you can present your digital tickets when you reach over. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your caller, and sharing your opinion and your support of the games to be held. And yes, I think that the team is really doing an amazing job, especially given the circumstances, the late notice, the late change. In fact, during the interview, one of the members even said that there were talks based on the late notice and everything of cancellation, and they push forward. They putting in the work that is necessary to ensure that all goes well, and you can see that they are working tirelessly to ensure that this event comes off successfully. And we have another caller you live on Island T. Go ahead.
Good morning, Island T. Good morning, Azard.
Good morning. How are you doing?
And good morning to your co-host, lady dear.
Oh, she has left. She has left. But
oh, she has left?
Yes.
No, my little input about Haiti. I just hope the Caribbean leaders them get together and try to solve Haiti problem. Because Haiti problem is a big one. And I don't know if other forces, like they said, Kenya, right?
Yes, he went, the Prime Minister, he visited Kenya to seek assistance, security assistance, manpower.
No, but people got a lot of problem in America going, right? But I do not think if America ain't going Haiti, go help the Caribbean forces. The America and the British going there, go help. I do not think they're going to get nothing solved. I believe America going there, try to control the gang members them, put them in order, and try to solve the problem that Haiti could get an election. Let the people them choose, elect somebody who they want to be the president or prime minister or whatever, and let Haiti move on. Azard, when I see these things happening in Haiti, right, I'm a black man, right? And the black. I want to see all these things happening. When I got to meet Haitian members here, people from Haiti, and I meet them and so, I don't even want to put this problem to them because they're going to be hurt. And I just want them to get real and get this thing work out with the leader, the gang member, this barbecue. I know that he putting up a resistance, trying to maybe keep out America and other countries coming in because of whatever problem they had before with Haiti. But I believe that if they ain't get Haiti problem solved, by the British and American, whoever island coming and help them, I believe Haiti will continue just so people going to suffer, people going in poverty, people going in all kind of different ways they're going dead. So medication and all these things, they can't get food and all these things. But Azard, I would like to see it because there's black people like us. I know people that talk on negative things about these people. But when I see and I talk to Haiti brothers and sisters, you know, it grieves me heart to see what's going back in the country. Okay then, Azard, you have a wonderful day. May God bless.
You too. Thank you so much. Thank you for your opinion, your contribution. I'll continue to have a great day. And so the U.S. has pledged additional support in terms of $100 million in funding for a multinational force in Haiti. So the U.S. Secretary, okay. So we have a caller. Caller, you're live on Island T. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Did you hear, though, any details of steps to be taken to solve? Yes, saying that they're optimistic that there will be a solution. It's fine. But did you hear any details of the steps that need to be taken?
And that is in relation to CARICOM, right?
Well, the Haitian problem, CARICOM
said that the statement, the article that I read was that CARICOM is optimistic. Let me look at the headline. The headline was CARICOM. That's why I asked if you mean CARICOM, because it was saying yes, CARICOM optimistic of a Haitian-led solution to crises. So they're saying that they're optimistic, or that the headline is saying that. So it says the Caribbean community on Monday said it remained optimistic that a solution to the Haitian crisis could emerge sooner rather than later, as there appeared to be a consensus for an initiative resulting in the formation of a presidential council to deal with the political and social economic situation in the French-speaking CARICOM country. And that optimistic statement comes from the CARICOM chairman and Guyana's president, Dr. Ali, because he said, we in CARICOM remain optimistic in a speech that he made.
Okay, because just that alone doesn't really say much.
But they're also saying too, optimistic that, Haitian-led solution. Haitian-led solution. They're not saying that a CARICOM-led solution. They're saying Haitian. He's optimistic.
Right.
And he's...
In other words, basically they'll support whatever that consensus turn out to be, and not really intervene. You see, the thing is, right? Haiti seems so divided that getting that consensus is probably going to be hard. It's going to take some kind of intervention to bring about that consensus, and because obviously, to me, there's specific steps that have to be taken. One, you must have peace and security, some semblance of it, first and foremost. And I think that should be concentrated on first, right? Making sure there is peace and security, not an uneasy truce, which, consensus can produce that. And you're nowhere closer to a final solution. What we want is a final solution, right? And so I think that the African-led intervention with some kind of military force to restore order is paramount. Concentrate on that. Make sure it's backed by the UN. Don't let it be forces from North America and Europe, which are have caused some of this. Okay, we don't want them involved. Insofar as boots on the ground, we're talking about. Sure, they can help with logistics and money.
And say you mean funding.
Not boots on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Right? And after you get that peace and security, okay, then you should have some kind of constitutional change, because this just negotiating between whoever the powers that be right now, I don't think it's going to produce a final solution either. What it's going to produce is, again, some kind of an uneasy truce between the power brokers in Haiti that can mash up at any time. Okay, so what you'd want is some kind of constitutional change that allows for the different power centers in Haiti to be able to have an environment that the different power centers can thrive in, okay, and can buy in. Then you have elections, because obviously they've been having elections forever and it's not producing a solution. That is why I say constitutional change first, to make sure that it's a constitution that would make sure that you have fair and fair elections and good governance coming out of that. All right? And then finally, this is where I think CARICOM should come in, because we can't deal with the boots on the ground thing. We just can't. We don't have the resources, right? But we can help with the constitutional stuff that is needed and the governance things that are needed, because we're not the best in the world at it, but at least we're much better than Haiti, because you must have some kind of governance structures in place afterwards. Otherwise, Haiti will just descend into chaos again, and you'll have a failed state on all those steps again, and we don't want that. So I think there are definite steps in definite orders, in a definite order, that should, I think, be done. And this CARICOM, CARICOM can do more if there is peace.
Okay, so Mr. McMahon, before you go on, right, I just want to touch some things in the articles, and perhaps we could take away that and have discussion on that. And you could stay on the line. It says that Blinken also announced another $33 million in humanitarian aid and the creation of a joint proposal agreed on by Caribbean leaders and all of the Haitian stakeholders to expedite a political transition and create a presidential college. So they're talking about creating a presidential college, and the college would take concrete steps. He did not identify to meet the needs of Haitian people and enable the pending deployment of a multinational force to be led by Kenya. Blinken also noted that the U.S. Department of Defense doubled its support for the mission, having previously set aside $100 million, and the joint proposal has the backing of CARICOM, a regional trade bloc that held the Monday's urgent meeting. And it goes on to say that down here it says that embattled Prime Minister Henry, who faces calls to resign or agree to a transitional council, did not attend the meeting. He has been locked out of his own country while traveling abroad due to the surging unrest and violence by criminal gangs who have overrun much of Haiti's capital and closed down its main international airport. So Henry remained in Puerto Rico and was taking steps to return to Haiti once feasible, according to a brief statement from the U.S. Territories Department of State. Mm-hmm. And
I'm surprised that he did not attend. I imagine he became president because there was some section of Haiti, a large section of Haiti, or an important section of Haiti, that supported him in the past. Okay, and you see, that's the thing. When we're talking on one hand about a Haitian-led solution, and then we go and try to impose outside, just outside solution, right? Everybody is going to have to come to the table at some point. I'm not sure about gangs, right? If indeed there are gangs, they may not be gangs. They may be may represent a particular section of Haiti as well.
And while you talk about the gangs, they say while leaders met behind closed doors, Jimmy, and you know his last name is, you're not going to leave that because it's he's considered Haiti's most powerful gang leader, and he told reporters that if the international community continues down the current road, it will plunge Haiti into further chaos. He said that we Haitians have to decide who is going to be the head of our country and what model of government we want. You know, he is a former elite police officer. He's known as Barbecue, and he leads a gang federation known as the G9 Family and Allies. And he's saying, and I quote, we are also going to figure out how to get Haiti out of the misery it's in now. So he's saying that if international bodies continue the way they are continuing, it's going to be chaos. And he's saying that the solution must be from within Haiti. And based on his statement, it seems as though he is, Barbecue is leading and saying, we're going to figure out what we're going to need to figure out.
But how could he? He may be the most powerful gang leader, but I don't associate gangs with any kind of democracy. What that sounds like is he wants a strongman, another Papa Doc, another dictatorship to restore order. Is that what Haiti really needs, to go back there? Does it need a democratic way out of this? This guy doesn't sound his very nickname doesn't sound like somebody you should want to deal with in any case. Okay? How he gets to be so powerful, I don't know. I suspect that it's more from the fact, more a case where being a senior police officer, he would have had lots of contacts, access to lots of weapons and those kinds of things.
Okay, so we have pressed for time, Mr. Mahan, so we'll have to conclude. And I just want to say, as we conclude, we could continue the discussion tomorrow. And it says that, you know, Haiti is, the Prime Minister had been looking to Kenya for support, and the U.S., and currently the funding is at 10.8 million, with officials in Kenya demanding more than $230 million.
I wish more African nations were involved in this, like the bigger nations, like
okay,
Nigeria.
so we'll have to end, Mr. McMahon. We'll have to end.
Then.
No problem. And so we conclude this edition of Island Tea. I am your host, Azard Gumbs, and tomorrow we continue, same time, same place. Have a wonderful day, guys, and thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for calling. Yes.